Welcome back to the channel, guys. We're going over items today where we're going to teach you guys the best custom classes you guys can run to give you the edge in ranked. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so let's get into it, right? So the first thing I would like you guys to know is transformations is so huge in item with whenever you include items, transforming is like a must in my opinion. It's just absolutely a must. So we're going to go over two classes, right? So we're going to go over one. We'll use Jiren as our example. We're going to go over one class that's going to be the one you should start with, and we're going to go from another class, and that's one you should end with. So the one you fight with and one you start with. So if we get into Jiren right here, I already got the class set up for us. What I'd like to say is the health items, absolutely you should run them. And the reason is because your health actually goes into the next character as well. So it'll transfer over to the next character. So that's essentially what we want for the starting class. Now what we need to do is make sure we can get to the next character safely. So what I like to do is I like to put Rising Fighting Spirit on the character, which what it does is it lets you start with full gauge of ki, and then we're going to make transforming really easy. So we're going to have secret measures, which essentially is you start the battle with one extra skill point. Now there's something I want you guys to know about all these items. Be careful with what items you choose on what character, because certain characters are going to get full ki. They already have enough skill points, for example. And you can check our website, sparkandzerometa.com, in order to figure out the which characters they're good with, which ones they're not. I'm just using this class right here to be like a default that you could use on any character. But if your character starts with a skill point, then there's really no reason to have your skill point up one. And Rising Fighting Spirit's only valuable if you don't start. I mean, if the character starts with 4 or 5 ki bars, then I don't really find use for it. Four is like, yeah, there's a little bit of a use for it, but I still don't think it's really worth all that much. I think you can find a better item for it. Let's see. Other than that, Super Transformation is another item that I would say, because secret measures plus super transformation means you're going to start the game with enough skill points in order to transform, right? Like, so it usually takes 14 point something, like 14.28 I think seconds in order to get your skill point. So instead of waiting that time, and some transformations take 2 skill points, well, what this does is instead of 0, you're going to start with 1, and instead of the transformation taking 2, it's going to take 1 instead of 2. So that, yet again, if your transformation only takes 1 skill point, then you should just have secret measures and no super transformation. So this is just, please apply this to the character that you have. The last item, this item should be on every single class that you make, period. Like, just every single class in the game, you should have Draconic Aura. And the reason is because it essentially ignores all armor, not only with melee but also with ki blast, right? Like, so if, for example, there's Z Broly Legendary Super Saiyan and I hit them with a ki blast with Chaozu, well, the ki blast will stun them if you have this item on. Or the same thing if they're playing a giant character, right? Like, everything you do is going to stun the giant, which basically makes giants a lot worse. So anyways, this is what I would call a starter class. This is a really default. You can literally just go to the custom item set and then save it. We could do, these are old classes, so don't pay attention to these. But like, just as an example, I could save. There we go. That would be my starter, and then I could copy that on any other character that I want. And let's go back out. We'll go to. Oh,
time is now.
Go to full power. Okay, so this is going to be what I like to choose for, let's say, online, for actually fighting with. And there's a few things that I would like to say. So I think warming up is the best healing item in the game. So as for all the healing items, warming up stands at the top. And the reason is because I think people underestimate now warming up's only good if you're playing a team. If you're playing singles, this item just doesn't matter. But if you're playing teams, so your team, every character on standby heals one health bar every 60 seconds. So what that does is, like, if you have four characters on standby healing at the same time, that means your team collectively gets one health bar every 15 seconds. So and that's really big. Well, warming up, it makes it 25% better, right? So instead of one health bar, you're getting 1.25 health bars, which essentially means that you're getting, oh, I don't know, somewhere around 11 seconds per health bar. So you're getting one health bar every 11 seconds. But that only works, guys, is if you cycle through every character that you have, right? You have to get damage on each character to cycle out. So that's why you want to switch out as much as possible. Now, the next item goes along with it, and that's called battle control, right? This allows you to switch more frequently. You approximately want to switch through all 5 characters in, I mean, you're not going to be able to do it in 60 seconds, but you essentially want it to be an average of 60, like as close to 60 as possible. So if you have to switch 5 different times, that's like, oh, I don't know, that's every 12 and a half seconds you should be switching. And that means that only characters with DP level 2s can actually switch that fast unless you have battle control. If you have battle control, then DP 3 characters can. Now, I'm not saying that you have to choose low or DP characters to abuse that, but I'm saying, like, battle control allows your higher DP characters to switch out as well. And that actually affects the higher characters more than it does the lower characters, because it's percentage based, right? So for example, 25% of 10 is only 2.5. 25% of 40 is 10. So that's 10 seconds is a lot more than 2.5 seconds. So, for example, a lot of people like to play Broly, right? Because he's a 5, they transform into Legendary Super Saiyan. Well, the Legendary Super Saiyan's a 9, so he has like a 39-second timer, which is essentially 40. So he's going to have a 29 or 30-second timer after you put battle control. That allows him to switch out sooner, and which allows him to start getting his health back. And then, so for the next time he comes into the into the battle. So Dende's healing ability, right? Health gradually recovers over time, and essentially what it is, every 60 seconds you get half a health bar. So it's kind of like King Kai's training every 60 seconds that you're standing in the game. So that is definitely really, really good. So I would advise these right here to keep yourself alive. These 3 are all about healing, essentially. All right, now we have we have Dragon Spirit, which allows your, I think it's a 25% reduction in time for your skill point gauge. So the average character gets a skill point every 14.23 seconds. So what it'll do is now you'll get it every 11.3 seconds. So like it cuts down on the time. And throughout the whole game, that means you're going to have 25% more skills to be able to use. So that's which is important to get to some of the skills. Maybe it's a healing skill, maybe it's explosive wave, maybe it's afterimage, or whatever you prefer to use. But Dragon Spirit to get to your skills, and then we're going to go over God Key for your blast. Okay, so if you're a character, or if you're a player that uses blast, this cuts their key by half, and then if it's unsuccessful, you get 1 key bar back. I do want to mention, for ultimates, it does not cut them in half. They still consume 5 key bars. However, you do get a key bar back if it misses. So blasts are half key, ultimates are their normal key amount, but both of which will give you 1 key bar after you after you switch out. So, or I'm sorry, after you miss. And then Draconic Aura, for the same reason that I said earlier, it stuns and hits everybody. Now, a lot of people think Dragon Rush and Draconic Aura is the same. They're not. So, just to go over it real quick, Dragon Rush only affects melee, where Draconic Aura affects melee and Ki Blast, right? It affects both. So, just use Draconic Aura. Dragon Rush is completely useless because you have Draconic Aura, and they don't stack, so there's no reason to do that. So yeah. Anyways, let's go to the next one. Okay, so this one I don't think a lot of people understand, like why this one would be on the list. A lot of people are probably thinking like you should use Z Dash Secrets or something else. Personally, I think Z Dash Secrets isn't too great, just because you should not be Z dashing, like you like Z burst dashing, the where, for example, you go super speed and you go all the way around them, or you're holding your charge key button and then you are mashing the dash button and the dashes around them really quickly. Yeah, I would avoid doing that because it's really easy to punish, and the better and the higher level you get, the less and less you're going to see it because it's so easily punishable. Um, so instead of using Z dash secrets, because I think you should be getting away from using Z dashes altogether, anyways, I think this one is better regardless, because Miracle Master, what it does is it says that automatically dodges an attack when down excludes Ki Blast. Well, what does down mean? Down means anytime your opponent hits you down. Okay, well, there's one specific instance that's like super useful. So everyone's thinking like, oh, I smash them down, I hit them with a super or hit them with the ultimate, and then it dodges. It's like, yes, that is true. However, if you trip your opponent, or let's say they trip you, right? Like if they trip you, then that means that you're going to vanish the next. You're going to basically have after image for the next move that they do, and it's gonna automatically dodge it, because when they trip you, even in midair, like even if you're on top of the map, you're still considered downed while you're when you're doing the get up animation. So I know a lot of people are struggling with the the step and then trip and then step and then trip and then step and then trip. I don't think it's broken at all. I think you can just vanish or super counter, but just a notable mention, this item will make that useless, because every time he trips you and you fall on the ground, the next hit you will vanish, so you'll be out of the combo. So I think this is a very underrated item, just for the fact that it gets you out of any time someone trips you. Yeah, so that is the list there, guys. So let's go into the game real quick, and I'll just show you. Oh, thank God I did not start the game. I almost started it.
The time is now.
All right, so if we start the game right here, right, you can see our health is way higher, and that's because of the health up items, right? So it's 1.5 health bars. But watch this. So if we count the bars up top, there's 5 right now, right? However, if I transform right here, so watch this. So Jiren actually gets an extra health bar when he transforms, right? So now you get that bonus as well. So now you're at 6.5 health bars. But yeah, so anyways, guys, like, yeah, that's 6 bars plus a half, so it's what, like 75,000 health. That's ridiculous. That's just ridiculous amount of health. And you don't have any health bars on this Jiren right here, so that saves three slots essentially. So that's the way I would do it. And as for how to transform safely, let's hit retry and I'll show you. Like, if you just start the game and you just start spamming Ki Blast like this, by the time you run out, you can transform. And that's like a guaranteed transformation. And then if you're playing Jiren, he gets all his ki back whenever he transforms. So same thing with UI, Goku, and a few other characters. That being said, if you want to check that out, all the information for transformations is on our spreadsheets. That's on our Patreon for $3. I will eventually be putting it on the website. the website's kind of our free version for everybody, so that way, because I do want you guys to have a free version. But if you guys are interested in our spreadsheets, then we do make the best spreadsheets and give the most information that you could possibly get in Sparking Zero. We work on it every single day. They are now fully editable for the people that are interested in it, so you can come to the Kame House Discord and or the Patreon. And if you come to the Discord, you still have to sign up for the Patreon. But essentially, there's just links and stuff that get you there. But yeah, guys. Anyways, that's all I got for you right now. And I was super busy with Sparking Zero Meta because we're trying to get custom battle mode into the website, essentially. And we got 2 really big updates for the website with custom battle modes. And it's going to be, let's see. So the first one is going to be a basic version where you get to upload your, your in-game code and everything, and you basically get your ID card, but put on the website so everybody can see it from different platforms. That being said, if you want, another thing that we're doing is we're actually making we're going to recreate custom battle mode through the website. Now we have to be careful with this because the first thing we don't want to do is we don't want to take people from the game. We want to enhance the game. We want players to actually play the video game. We're not trying to take the player base away at all. Like, we want to enhance it. We want to make it better. We want more people to buy the game. We want more people to play the game. But what we're thinking is if we recreate the custom battle mode, we can do it where you're essentially playing the entire game on the website for custom battle mode without the fighting. But we have we could do all the exact scenes and everything, and we can literally make it a 1-for-1. But I don't think that would be good for. I don't think Bandai would like that, and we're not trying to step on any toes either. So, and I think that would pull people away. So what we're going to do is we're going to give a somewhat more simplified version, but every single thing that you do and to make your custom battle mode can be done on the website whenever we get the editor done. So that way, if let's say you like one that's on an Xbox, then you could go to the PlayStation and make it, or go to Steam and make it. So you can recreate it in its entirety on whatever platform that you want. But we also don't want you guys spending or having to spend, because some people are just going to want to spend the time just because it's fun for them. But we want you guys to be able to share in a very quick manner. So the simplified version will come out first, and then the full editor will come out as the second one. So that is what I've been working on recently. And if there's any other videos you guys would like to see, I'm thinking about making a character class video. So I'll probably be working on that. It's probably going to take me a little bit of time, but that'll probably be the next video that I release. If you guys want to see more videos or anything like that, please let me know so that way I know what to upload. Right now, like I said, I've just been super, super busy with Sparking Zero Meta. But other than that, guys, I guess I will see you guys in the next one.